Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Capitola Branch Library grand opening. We are so pleased you've joined us today, and we encourage you to join in via the chat feature. I'd also like to extend a special thank you to Measure S supporters. I'm now going to turn this event over to the Capitola Mayor, Yvette Brooks.
I'm thrilled to be here live, giving you a glimpse into this amazing public space. I have goosebumps right now just sharing this exciting news with all of you this morning. I also want to point out that the chat is open for all of you to celebrate with us, and we encourage you to type in your comments as we go through the program today. I would like to begin with a land acknowledgement. The land on which we gather is the unceded territory of the Waswas-speaking Yupi tribe. The Ama Mutsun tribal band, comprised of the descendants of indigenous people taken to missions Santa Cruz and San Juan Bautista during Spanish colonization of the Central Coast, is today working hard to restore traditional stewardship practices on these lands and heal from historical trauma. All right, so here's a little history about the Capitola Library. In the early 1930s, the first Capitola Library was established. It was located in the post office, actually. Through the 1940s, the library relocated 3 times in a variety of sites across the city of Capitola. In 1953, the library moved to 411 Capitola Avenue. The building was rented from Harlan P. Kessler, Capitola's first mayor. Many people in the community donated items to the library, including a new heater. Due to a budget shortfall, the library closed in November of 1981. 18 years later, in 1999, a temporary library building was constructed at the corner of Wharf Road and Clare Street, opposite the Rispin Mansion. This new building opened April 6, 1999. Now, fast forward another 17 years. And on February 11, 2016, the Santa Cruz Public Libraries Facilities Financing Authority unanimously voted to place a $67 million bond measure, later designated as Measure S, on the June 17, 2016 ballot to address the most urgent needs. These Measure S funds approved by voters made possible the stunning facility, which will provide a comfortable, attractive, and inviting space for generations. So, a special thank you to all of the Santa Cruz County voters who voted to fund your library system right here. This project took collaboration across city and county agencies, along with architects, designers, and of course, all of you, our community. This is a reflection of your commitment to a public building that serves the needs of its residents. I'd like to acknowledge the efforts of the Capitola City Council members, Vice Mayor Sam Story, Jacques Bertrand, Margot Kaiser, and Kristen Peterson. In addition, former members, council members Mike Termini, Ed Vator, Dennis Norton, and Stephanie Harlan. I would also like to recognize critical city staff members, Steve Jesberg, Public Works Director Jim Melberg, Finance Director Katie Harley, Community Development Director Robin Woodman, building officials, the Planning Commission, and our hardworking City Manager Jamie Goldstein. I'd like to introduce now our City Manager Jamie Goldstein to say a few words about this project. Jamie, over to you.
Thank you, Mayor Brooks, for this wonderful introduction. I'm City Manager of Capitola, Jamie Goldstein, and welcome to our library in the Children's Wing. I do want to share a little bit of a story about how we got here and one of the big hurdles we had to overcome to get us in a place where we could actually build this amazing building. So back in 2018, the city went out to bid for construction of this project, and we thought the project was going to cost about $10 million. That morning, when we opened the bids, I was dismayed to learn that the low bid for the project was over 12 point something million dollars. And at that point, my heart sank. I had no idea how the city was going to come up with more than $2 million more to make this dream a reality. But amazingly, over the course of the next several months, working with our partners at the county, the library board that includes Scotts Valley and the city of Santa Cruz, our local campaign, Capitola City Council. Everybody came together, found a way to bring more money into the project. And in addition, through the hard work with the contractor, we were able to value engineer and find ways to reduce the overall project cost to bring this project into budget and make it a reality today. So I'm so proud of everyone's effort to overcome that moment. It was a dark day several years ago in 2018 when we opened that bid, but it turned into a wonderful day a few months later when we were able to actually kick the project off. So with that, I'd like to recognize a few other folks who helped make this dream a reality. First, members of our Capitola Design Committee, which includes Michael Termini, who's a former council member, but also served as a real conduit between the city council and also the construction industry, where he worked professionally outside of his city work to help refine and develop this project into what it is today. In addition, I'd like to thank Gail Ortiz, who served on that design committee and also spearheaded the effort to raise more than $750,000 from community members to make this building such a wonderful place. I'd also like to acknowledge Tony Campbell, who helped also with the campaign and did yeoman's work, making sure that the bookstore and the mall worked and that so much funding was raised. And then I do need to acknowledge two people who sadly passed away before this building was complete. Bob White, who while served as the chair of the Regional Library Commission. He also helped on our design committee and also spent many years working at the UCSC library. And Barbara Gorson. Barbara spent years working on our libraries, both as the chair of the library board, as well as the chair of our local library commission. Both Bob and Barbara can't be here today, but I do think in some ways, a little bit of them is built into the DNA of this building. So now I need to acknowledge the other folks who've really helped make this dream a reality. Bogart Construction, David Tanza. David Tanza was our project manager and was our first person that we hired in Capitola to help make sure this project could happen. David helped guide us through those design challenges, working drawings, and then construction. David's help couldn't have been made possible without the support of his leadership at Bogart Construction and Jared Bogart and also Chip Bogart. Auto Construction. What more can I say? This company has done an amazing job building this building, helping us overcome so many different challenges along the way and doing it in such a professional manner. Carl Barrett, the president of Auto Construction, deserves a ton of credit for his flexibility and interest in really being an ally for the city of Capitola. Then the operations manager, John Hayward, and project manager, John Vorek, were a big part of the value engineering effort and provided the on-site leadership to make this project happen. The on-site superintendents were Ron Cheshire and Juan Cervantes, and then the project engineer was Jose Gonzalez. Lastly, I'm going to turn to the design team, because the design team really created this vision, this wonderful children's wing that I'm in now. It was really Chris Knoll's brainchild. Chris Knoll with Knoll and Tam Architects came up with the ideas, the basic kind of wonderful spirit that this building has. He couldn't have made that happen without Elaine Cross, who was the lead project architect, and Trina Goodwin. Trina was the one who helped us pick out all of the wonderful finishes and bits of furniture that you see around here. So really kudos to the entire Knoll and Tam team, Chris Knoll, Elaine Cross, and Trina Goodwin. Together, all of this team worked for years to make this building a reality. So with that, I need to turn it over to our next speaker, who I believe is going to be Chris Knoll himself.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you very much. So I would like to sort of talk a little bit about the design of the library and to say that I've spent my career immersing myself in all things library, and I never tire of it because libraries are amazing places. Libraries are an institution that continue to surprise me with every new project that we do. They've evolved from being the traditional place for books and quiet reading to active, noisy places where the goals of the community are put out on display for everyone to see and to use. And because every community is different, every library design has to be different to reflect those specific goals and values and aspirations of that community. The things that libraries do these days have evolved so much. They are amazingly broad, and they include, besides books, which are still very popular, computers, mobile technology, homework centers, maker spaces, special places for children and teens, comfortable seating, group study spaces, and places for the community to come together. We work with the Santa Cruz Public Library and the community to come up with a distribution of space and functions in this building that would best serve the needs of Capitola for the next 50 years or so. And we built in flexibility to make sure that when those needs change, which inevitably they will, the building can easily adapt. Since the library is relatively small and has to do many things for many people, we designed it to have one large reading room, and off of that, separate spaces for teens, children, homework center, and group study that could be separated acoustically, and then have the furnishings and some of the bookshelves be mobile in that space so that they can be reconfigured for special events and changing needs over time. The design of the new library weaves the surrounding beauty of the natural environment throughout this jewel of a building. We designed a library that feels like it fits into the neighborhood. A strong public outreach process with presentations and discussions with the community, client stakeholder groups, and city council meetings. We developed a design that reflects the spirit of Capitola, we think. We considered a number of design themes for our inspiration that might resonate with this community, and after much consideration, we felt that picking up on the site's proximity to Soquel Creek would be the best approach. The library sits on a bluff above the creek, surrounded by trees and riparian vegetation on all sides. And we wanted to make that connection strongly. So we opened the building up with views out as much as possible and brought in lots of natural light. On the outside, we kept the overall scale of the building small to fit into the residential neighborhood while still keeping a sense of height and grandness in the main reading room. The materials are warm and natural to help it blend in nicely while giving the impression of a modern, forward-thinking building, because we wanted to have that too. That was really important. For the inside, we wanted to create a welcoming environment, warm and inviting, with natural materials that you can touch and sort of warm, cheerful colors. We thought that a wood ceiling would add that touch, and folded the ceiling plane down to reflect the light into the building from the large windows, but at the same time, kind of in keeping with that theme of being part of Soquel Creek, the ceiling gives that impression of looking up from underwater at the hull of a wooden boat floating placidly above you. And if you think about it, it sort of feels a little bit that way. And the leaf art pattern installation in the children's and community room, designed by Kate Knoll, creates a sense of whimsy in those areas. They're hand-painted, perforated metal leaves form a canopy that floats above you, kind of again, as if they were floating on the surface of the creek, interspersed with round skylights that flood the space with dappled and natural light. From inside the building looking out, you can perch in a comfy armchair in the corner of the reading room, looking down into the treetops and down to the street. The children's area has a really strong visual connection to the small park and the playground outside and opens up to that. And all around the building, the really beautifully designed landscaping anchors the building to this place with the heritage oaks, native plantings, boulders, and site features. You know, it is of this place very, very definitively. And our engineering team included a number of features to make sure that the building would be highly efficient, from using lots of insulation, high performance glass, very efficient mechanical systems, and reducing water use. So it takes a big and dedicated team to make this happen. And I want to recognize a few of our team members who are instrumental. Jamie mentioned Trina Goodwin and Elaine Cross from Nolan Tam, who were sort of my strong leaders on the team here. And they were ably assisted by Amy Watson, Fawn Dung, and Suraj Reddy to make it happen from Nolan Tam's office. Our structural engineer is somebody special, David Marr. We worked hand in hand with his design team to produce a really elegant and efficient structural design that is integral with the architectural design, as well as being really beautiful. Joni and Olivia from Joni Janecki and Associates were responsible for the really thoughtful and lovely landscape design. And Nikki Sparks and her team from Glumac Engineers were responsible for the building's sustainability performance. And finally, there was no way we could have brought this wonderful design to reality without the teamwork and the partnerships that we had with the library. Susan Nemitz and Heather Norquist were leading the team from the library all the way. With the city, Jamie, Steve, and Dave in particular. Our city council committee, who was really engaged with us, and always we must thank the Friends for their contributions, and ably led by Gail. And together, we shared a vision. We talked everything through. We stuck together. We worked through all the challenges. And believe me, there were quite a few challenges, but we made it happen. We're very proud of this, and I hope that you love it just as much as we do. And with that, I'll hand it back over to Susan.
Hi, I'm Susan Nimitz. I'm the director of the Santa Cruz Public Libraries, and I am so excited to be standing in this incredible building today. I have many people to thank as well, and first and foremost, I have to thank the city of Capitola for their incredible vision and their tenacity to make it happen. I also want to thank the Joint Powers Board, which is Martine Bernal, the Jamie Goldstein, Tina Friend, and Carlos Palacios. They govern both the operations and the facilities of the library. I want to thank our amazing branch manager, Melanie Barash, and the staff here, who you can see have been shelving books for weeks. I want to thank Heather Norquist for her guidance, Brenda McGilroy for her creativity, Laura Whaley for her perseverance. I want to thank Sarah Harbison and our collection management staff, which ordered a lot of books. I want to thank Library IT with Lynn Sansevero, Diane Cowan and the communications department, our building maintenance team, library administration, and the many others who have worked tirelessly to make this 2-year project happen. I need to give a shout out to Keith Gudger and Steve Walsh. They're friends of the libraries and volunteers extraordinaire. They were essential in making this event happen. And no greater thanks goes to our friends of the library, Gail Ortiz, and the many people who gave of their time and their resources to make this vision possible. Gail?
Thank you, Susan. Capitola can be really proud of the donors that made this library possible. They stepped forward in a huge way like never before. We raised over $750,000 in Little Capitola alone. I'd like to list some of these major donors. The Au family, the Mounty Foundation, Gail and Joe Ortiz, Gail's Bakery, the Jennifer Kroc family, Linda and Larry Smith, the McBroom family, Mike and Alexa Termini, the Edward Newman Family Trust, Friends of the Capitola Branch Library, Tony and David Campbell, Carrie and Julie Williams, the Capitola Public Safety and Community Service Foundation, the Capitola Historical Museum, Wendy Lewis, David and Tony Campbell, Ted Burke, Shadowbrook Restaurant, Stephen and Ruth Walsh, Barbara and Billy Gorson, Toyota of Santa Cruz, William and Elizabeth Nowicki, Bob and Bonda White, and the Aspromonte Hospitality Group. In addition, we had 38 donors of $1,000 and above, 33 donors of $2 and above. Our smallest donation, but very heartfelt because it was from a child, was $2, and 397 folks who bought our pavers out in front. I thank the Capital Campaign Committee, my co-chair, Tony Campbell, members Linda Smith, Mike Termini, Sam Story, Jean Ikemoto, Amy Forrest, Jamie Goldstein, and Bunny Tavares. And finally, I'd like to acknowledge Barbara Gorson and Bob White, who's tirelessly worked to help this library become possible. So thank you very much.
Come over here. So I need the overhead to make sure so. Yeah, so I think that's great. I actually think what Simona's doing is perfect. So one hand on each one. Okay, so then you have to look that way.
go. 1, 2, 3.
Nice job.
Welcome to the new Capitola Branch Library. Welcome to the Capitola Library.
Welcome to the new Capitola Library. It's open. Come on in. I'll show you around. The Capitola Library was designed by Nolan Tam Architects, who designed it for a California coastal town to look like a wooden boat. And when you come in and see it, you'll see what I mean. We're here in the foyer, where there is a wonderful Capitola Historical Museum interpretive cabinet that will be filled with various collections of Capitola memorabilia. And on my left are 2 of the 4 automatic checkouts that we'll have in the library. One of the things people wanted most in this library was a fireplace, and we got one. Comfortable seating around, periodicals to read, newspapers, a nice place to sit and chat on a cold day, a warm day, just the best. Now, follow me back into the librarian's headquarters, where they're busy at work putting it all together for the opening. You can see from all the activity here that they're getting ready for the opening. Books are everywhere, boxes are everywhere, and it's pretty darn exciting. To my right is one of the book drops. There are mobile book drops outside, but there's also a book drop on the front of the building. And so here's where all the books come in. They get sorted, they get put on these shelves to go out to the other branches for requests. I'm in one of our small workroom, study room, private rooms in the library. This is the McDonald Reading Room. It overlooks the Rissman Estate, the oak trees, and is a really nice, quiet place to have a meeting. Now you're in the main reading room. This is where all of the stacks are located, where the librarian's desk is located, and several meeting rooms are off of the right side. You'll notice the ceiling. It was designed to look like the underside of a wooden boat. All lighting here will be natural lighting most days, because floor-to-ceiling windows on the east and south side of the building, and all clear story windows on the west side of the building, so that natural light comes in at all times. Here we are in the teen room, designed so that you can see them, but you can't hear them. There are 12 stationary computers in this new library, and several laptops that you'll be able to check out, work inside the library and on the deck that you'll see in just a little while. Here is the librarian's desk. It was built so that they can see just about everything that's going on in this library. It's really important. Today, security in today's libraries is very important, and they can see just about everything that's going on. And here we are in the largest of our work-study rooms. It's set up for a sewing class or a laser burning class. Just about anything you want to do, you can do in this room. And now we're in the very back of the library. This library was designed so that the areas in the front are for the loudest activity. The activity that will be bustling, people will be dropping their kids off, picking them up, saying hi to friends. And the further back you get into the library, it gets quieter and quieter. So this very back part is for nice quiet reading, chatting quietly with a friend, and overlooking the Rissman Estate. We all think this is going to be the most popular place in the library. And adjacent to the Rissman Overlook area is the Reading Nook, another quiet area where people can study, read, or sit contemplatively in quiet in this library. This library was designed for maximum flexibility. In today's world, libraries are many things to many people. And so designing a library means that you want it to grow with the community. You want it to be available to people for all kinds of uses. And so here's a room, an area called the gallery. And it's a room that is a segue from the adult reading room into the children's wing. And it can be used for book readings, author talks, sitting and chatting. And it's the one place in the middle of this building that goes from one side of the building into the other side. So follow me into our children's wing. This is one of many rooms equipped with light tubes. During the day, it is a clear story that natural light comes in and no lighting, extra lighting is needed. The artwork on the ceiling are corrugated painted leaves. This room was meant to look like the outside was coming into the inside, and slowly as you get further and further into the building, it becomes a normal building. So you'll see that there's a little bit of green spread into the carpeting down below, green furniture. You feel like you're indoor-outdoor in this children's wing. 2 little reading nooks for the kids provide a nice, quiet little spot for them to tuck in and read a book. And one of our other small group study rooms today is set up for Tales to Tales. Communities need places to meet, and Capitola is no exception. We have very few places for the public to meet. So this was one thing that during our workshops, our community workshops, people said they really wanted was a community room, and we got one, and this one is a beaut. It's large, it has a beautiful, huge screen for screening, it has whiteboards, smart boards, it has a kitchenette, storage. It's a place that will be full of happy community members from the day this library opens. This community really stepped forward for our capital campaign. We raised over $575,000 in almost Capitola alone, which is really something. And this wall represents our donors. It's very important to us. Please, when you come in the library, take a look. And when you see these people and you see these businesses that contributed, thank them for us. And our capital campaign ran a very successful paver program. So when you come into the library, before you go in, take a look down and see if you can see any of your friends who contributed to the library through buying a paver. And right off the community room in the children's wing is our community porch, because it's right off of our tot lot. So parents will be able to sit on our porch and watch their children play and then go in and read books. It's just an ideal location.
My name is Melanie Barish, and I am the branch manager here of this gorgeous, new, amazing building. I'm sure you're wondering when you'll be able to come in and start browsing and checking out items. That will start Tuesday, June 15th. Our hours are going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1 until 6, Wednesdays from 10 until 3, and Fridays and Saturdays from 12 until 5. And that will happen until July 10th, when we're going to expand our hours to assist you and help you and have you be able to enjoy this place way more. So that's going to be Monday through Thursday from 10 until 6, Friday through Sunday from 12 until 5. You are going to be able to watch a short video that introduces all of our staff, but I also want to let you know that there will be tours available daily where you can sign up through our website if you want to get a tour and find out a little bit more about this building and the endeavor in making it happen. So enjoy our little staff clip video, and away we go. Hello, welcome to the Capitola Branch Library. We'd like to take this opportunity to introduce ourselves to you, the staff that will be here to help make this experience in this brand new, beautiful building a pleasant and informative one. My name is Melanie Barish, and I am the branch manager here.
Hi everybody, my name is Brenda. I'm the branch librarian here at Capitola Library, and I'm going to be helping you with programs and information and helping you find just that right book to take home.
Hello, my name is Lorena and I am the bilingual librarian here at the new Capitola Library. Hola, yo soy Lorena y soy la bibliotecaria bilingüe de la nueva biblioteca de Capitola.
Hi, I'm Cameron. I'm a library assistant and I'll be working at the information desk.
I'm Ian, a staff member with the Santa Cruz Public Libraries, and the one thing I like about our library system is that once we open our doors, we are open to everyone. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kyle. I'm LA2. I work at the desk mostly. I'm a fan of horror short fiction.
Hi, this is Irene DuBois. I've been working at the Santa Cruz Public Libraries for over a decade now, and I'm really looking forward to working at a brand shiny new Capitola branch.
Hi, my name is Rowan Romer. I'll be your librarian over at Capitola. I love doing all sorts of programs, and I'll be helping with all of your reference needs.
Hi, I'm Sandra Zamora. I'm a library assistant, and I'll be working at Capitola for the next year. So looking forward to meeting all of you.
Okay, so what did everyone think? I am so excited. It's so funny. Everyone kept trying to pull me back here because I've been meandering this beautiful library all morning. So thank you again to all of our viewers attending our virtual Capitola library tour this morning. And I cannot wait to see all of you here as soon as possible. Have a great weekend.